Okay, so here I'm gonna go over my pen kits and a few things. I guess first here's the blanks that I've been using. Here, let me just turn this around so I can actually see what's going on. So these are what I cut. So I measured them. Here's the tubes that go inside the pen, and I'll talk about those in a minute. But one of them's a little bit longer because I'm going to do a letter opener. And so you measure them. Excuse me. You want them to be a little bit longer, and I tried picking the thickest piece for the letter opener so the handle will be a little bit bigger. Okay, so one of those, and then I'm going to do a pencil and a pen set, but of two different colors. So one's going to be copper, one's going to be a gunmetal, almost like a black chrome. So each pen or pencil requires 2 tubes, so I have 8 tubes. Okay, 2 pens and 2 pencils, so four of them all together, 2 each is 8. Okay, so and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This will be extra, and these are garbage, and I'll cut those on the lathe. This one I could eventually use for another pen or another letter opener or something. Now, if you notice here, I have numbers: 1 and 1, 2 and 2, 3, 3 and 4, 4. Okay, so what I want to try, and then I got lines to show which ends will go together. So when I put those on the lathe, I want them to orientate in this direction. So when I turn them, then I know this isn't wood, but the grain will kind of line up a little bit. Okay, so that's kind of a thing to do there. So what I'm going to need to do eventually, I need to cut these on the bandsaw. I need to drill holes in them, and I have a jig for that. And then I put them on the lathe. Okay, so just to kind of go over a few things here. These are what's called a slimline pen. That's the type of pen it is. And the nice thing about slimline, if you buy something that's slimline, they're all the same. It's the same size. It's 7 millimeters. The tubes are the same length. Everything. So, like I says, I have a slimline pen kit in copper, and let me just go through the parts first. Okay, sorry. The 7 millimeter drill bit. This will drill into here to put these in. Now you got to rough these up with a little sandpaper. Normally you glue them in, but glue doesn't stick to this plastic very well. So I'm going to try to heat the tubes up and shove them in. Hopefully that works. Okay. Then in here, this is actually the barrel trimmer. And again, this is a slimline one, or this is 7 millimeter. You can get different sizes. Okay. So what happens here is this will ream. So if you get a little bit of glue inside here, this will ream it out as you push it in here. But as it spins in here, and this will be already in there, see, this will hit here, and it won't cut into this. Well, it will if you push really hard, I guess. But you trim this, but this blade here will trim the ends. So you do it on each end, and so they're perfectly flat at each end. Okay, so that's what this does. And you can get different sizes. I bought a single kit because I didn't know if I wanted to get into pen turning, so I didn't want to spend the extra money. I don't even remember what I paid for these. I think it was like $10 for that or something like that. So then this is the mandrel, and there's different types of mandrels out there, but this one I bought, and it was actually originally a Morse Taper 1 for my old lathe, and then I bought a new lathe, and then I went to Morse Taper 2, so I had to buy this adapter. Still works fine. I noticed I got a little bit of, I had a clamp somehow, but I don't remember exactly what I was doing. Okay, so what these bushings are for is to put in between. So you put one bushing up front here, one in the middle, and one in the end, like that, and then you put your 2 pieces of your pens in here, and you screw this on. Now, because I got it, I kind of liked the pen turning, I went and bought a special live center end here that has a hole in it. And this is designed for pens. So you take this off. You don't even put that on there now. what you do is you put your tailstock in and you push. Now this will push up right to that bushing, and then that will clamp it together. Okay, so you don't have to use this. I found this screw, you had to turn pretty tight so it didn't slip. With this, you crank your end of your tailstock, boom, and it tightens right up. So I really like it. That was like, I think it was like $40 for that. I haven't made a ton of pens yet. I've probably made 3 or 4 sets and stuff. So this is going to be a big project for me. Okay. Now this is the copper color one. So there's a pen and a pencil kit in here. Okay. So just to show you, this is the pencil kit. Okay. So there's the mechanism of the pencil. There's the eraser, and as you push it, you probably won't be able to see that, but as you push it, you'll see the lead come out here. Okay, it might be a little broken there. Okay. Okay. Now what happens is here's your tip. Okay. This goes in between the two pieces. One's press fitted and one is this friction fitted. So this is how you can pull the two pen apart. Okay, and then these are parts. Whoops. This part will go into one end, and it'll connect onto the bottom piece, and this will go to the other end, and then this connects like this. This is the part that goes on the end here for the eraser. Goes in here. This is press fitted onto there, and then this is just sits on there between here and here with this, and this is what pushes on it. So this is pressed on, half of this is pressed on, and this is pressed on, and then there's threads in there. Okay, so all these different pieces make up the pencil. Okay, so the pencil's probably a little bit more complicated than the pen. Okay, and these tubes come with it as well, but I just pulled them out so that I'm going to prepare the blanks for them later. Okay, now in the pen, you have the pen, and I think that's just a standard Papermate pen, so when they do run out of ink, if you use it all the time, you can buy new ones. Okay, now, oh, come on. Now this is a little bit different than the pencil one, but this part is press fitted in here. Okay, and inside there's some threads that one of these screw into, but that the pen screws on. Sorry, the pen goes in here. Oops, I have to pull that off. I don't really want to pull that off right now. Oh, there we go. And so this will screw on here. So that's what holds it in the pen, and then you can actually spin that to get it off. Okay, now that part here is press fitted into here, and then this other side will just slip on it with a friction fit. Okay, at the other end, that's pressed on. Then this is, that's pressed on the top with the pen thing, with the pocket thing in there, and then this one goes in between the two parts. Okay, so that's how the pen works. Okay, so it's a little more simple, less parts. So let's put this all back in here. Okay, and then I'm not going to go through the gunmetal one, but I'll show you. I want to kind of show the I got in here the letter. So the pen and the pencil kit is exactly the same, except it's a different color. It's a gunmetal, which is almost like a black nickel, black chrome, or what have you. So, okay, so here, if you can see that, that's the color. That's the gunmetal color. Okay, so it's nice, and it might be a nice contrast there, but very, very simple. You have this here, which this is press fitted into the tube, and you have this at the other end, press fit in tube, and that's it. And the handles in between. So very, very simple process for this. So got a bit of a cough. Okay, that back in here, put this in here, and oops, in here, and I don't know which was which. Let's just put this. No, this was shoved inside here. Okay, so now that's my kits. So all in all, I'm gonna have 2 pens, 2 pencils, and 1 letter opener. Now I gotta go through and get all this set up with the drill press and stuff like that. So what I do is when I cut these on the bandsaw, I made this, and I can't find my other. I think I took my other. Excuse me, my other vise to work. So I don't actually have it here. So I might have to see. This is coming off here. And so what I normally would do, and I'm hoping this little one will work because my other one's a little bit bigger. I'm just trying to tighten this one screw in here a little bit because it's getting loose. So I had these set up to go like here, and now I'm not 100% sure because some of these might be a little small, and when I cut, once they're cut, this will go in here, push it down far enough, and then when I clamp it and make sure it's flush, it's gonna hold at 90 degrees or fairly close to 90 degrees. Now again, it doesn't have to be perfect because you're turning this on a lathe. As long as when you go through the center there's enough room. If it's on crooked, when you turn it, it's gonna square up in the lathe. The lathe forces that to square up. So I'm not worried about this. This definitely lots of room, as long as I can get pretty close through the center with each one, I should be good. So so now I can go through and cut these. I'm going to try to cut these as square as I can. Obviously it's not going to be perfect, but and actually the ink's even rubbing off of here. So hopefully I can keep those straight once I get them cut. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get these cut, and then I'll show you kind of what I'm planning on doing.